in the Bronx, you saw Trini running shit. That Wu shit and all that shit, I didn't catch that wave. He was like one of the realest niggas that, like, he ain't had to work with me, bro. I ain't had no song. That was my first time recording a song ever, to the point that I was so shook about it when I heard his verse. I was like, yo, I'm only gonna do the hook. And I called my man's Laps, and I was like, yo, I body that 16 for me, bro, because I don't want to touch this right now. Like, I was early into this shit. That was my first track, like, and then we held on to it for a long time. And
did you go back and remake your verse or remake whatever parts?
That's coming. That's gonna be on my next shit. Cash is King.
We call ourselves City, but we global, and everybody that has a voice is allowed to be vocal.
Changing the Youth, the hottest podcast in the city, hosted by myself, Jerry Novato, Kelsey Means, Deluxe Vlog in the building. We got with us Ceez. Welcome, man.
Thank you, guys.
What's up?
Sir.
What's going on?
We doing good. Glad to have you on the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, we've been in touch for a little bit, tapping in with what each other doing, but we ain't never really locked in. So you're not even from Florida originally, right?
Nah, I'm from the Bronx.
Yeah, we know it's New York. I ain't nowhere in New York for real. But we know it's New York.
You got that New York vibe, the flow.
You got the style.
Bringing it to the music.
Yeah,
I try to shake it. I really try to adapt to the environment. Because every time I play my shit, niggas be like, yo, you sound like you from
New York.
Yeah.
For sure. To shake it.
I just feel like if you from New York, you never going, like, you can't leave. You can't escape that.
Yeah. Nah, I'm starting to learn that shit, because I've been out here probably 10 years now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Still, 10 years in Florida.
Still New York.
Okay. So you were born in the Bronx, New York?
Yeah, in the Bronx.
Okay, so how was that like? How was the Bronx like in New York? Is it everything that we hear people say it is? Like, is it crazy?
What the thing about that is, I never really saw it as crazy, but like when I became a full-blown adult, because I'm 28 now, so it's like when I became a full-blown adult, I was like, damn, that shit is wild, bro.
Yeah.
Like, niggas was going, I could curse?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, niggas was going to school on a public bus with knives and shit just in case.
Yeah.
Like, just that mentality alone, like, that shit is crazy. But back then it was like normal. It was like, I gotta get my knife.
You gotta protect yourself and shit like that.
Like crazy shit.
What was like the main like instigator of like beef and stuff? Like, what is it, like heavily gang cultured, or is it just like, you know, just neighborhood shit, like local neighborhood shit?
Everything's gang related.
Yeah.
Whether the shit started over a female, it turned into a gang affiliated situation.
What were the most prominent gangs when you was coming up in the Bronx?
Dominicans ran that shit. I mean, they probably still do. The Trinitarios, that's them niggas.
I can't even say that word. What you said it is?
Trinitarios, nigga. Them niggas ran that shit, man. Niggas ran that shit. There was another. There is another gang. Niggas don't really talk about them no more, but there was like the rival gang. They died out. DDP.
Okay, for sure. And now I know like there's like, you know, I'm not even gonna speak to the culture because I don't know it all that much, but I know like with the woos and chews and stuff like that. Like, where is that from? Is that in the Bronx or elsewhere?
That's not really a Bronx thing. When I was there, and the Trinis ran the Bronx. I'm gonna correct myself because I'm not gonna get out here and say crazy. Like, in the Bronx, you saw Trinis running shit. That Wu shit and all that shit, I didn't catch that wave. You see, I was in Florida for that. Like, I don't know.
That's sort of a new wave then, kind of like popping off, like real shit.
Like my cousins and shit be on that shit.
Was you kind of, you know, affiliated, or was you kind of just doing your own thing growing up? Did you get involved in that type of culture?
Nah.
Or you try to stay away from it?
Nah, I didn't. I never tried to get involved in that because sort of, you kind of get involved indirectly, kind of, because your homies be blood or some shit, and you hanging out with them, like. Yeah. But I ain't try to get involved like that.
That's good.
All right, so now you growing up in the Bronx, you transitioned to Florida, I would say, at a younger age, since you said you've been here about 10 years, right?
Yeah, bro. So I was out here since I was permanently since I was 18.
18, okay.
But before I came out here for a year, and then I bounced back and then for a year, and I came back.
To and fro.
Yeah.
That happens a lot between Floridians and people from New York. I don't know what it is. New Yorkers and it's like, do I like the heat? Do I like the cold? Like,
How was the transition though? Like, what'd you think of Florida when you first got here?
It was lit. Cause I was in New York. I wasn't driving nothing, bro. I was just taking trains and shit. You know, like I came down here and I was the first time I came down here, I was 15 years old, and niggas was letting me drive and shit. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This shit is crazy. I'm about to live out here. And I lived out here for like 9 months. Then I bounced back. I got tired of it, and then I couldn't. The hardest thing going back to New York is adapting to the weather.
Okay.
To the weather again, dogs. That.
So it's harder to adapt to like the cold.
Yeah,
For
me, like that shit is crazy. Like I'm out there in the winter. I'm like, yo, this shit is fucking like, this is like it's inhumane. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I be wondering how y'all deal with it, dog. And y'all still be out there trying to drip, you know, trying to put on clothes and all this.
Skinny jeans.
Every time I go back and I see niggas all packed on the bus, I'm like, yo, but every nigga on this bus is fly as fuck, my nigga.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like,
for real.
That's just
And Florida, you on the bus, you a bum.
Yeah.
You know, so I
had no problem taking the bus when I came out here. Niggas was like, yo, you need a ride? I'm like, nah, nigga, take the bus. I'm good. Like, like when I had to, it was like, nigga, what's wrong with that? But then when I seen that you had to wait an hour for them shits, that's when I was like, oh, this ain't it.
Saying it, yeah.
Over there, bus come every 8 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Shit lit.
Hell yeah. So you touched down in Florida. I see you stand firmly behind the brand. Not something that a lot of artists do. Even when they have labels, they don't really represent them and put them on a pedestal like you put your brand on the pedestal first. So was Cash Money started in New York? Was it something you caught on when you came to Florida?
That's something that started when I went back to New York after living here for 9 months. My cousin's baby father, his name is Laps. He been rapping. He do his thing. He got he motivated me. He was like, and my cousin was like, Ceez, don't you like the rap, nigga? Get on the mic. I'm like, nah, you wild. He was like, nigga, get on the mic. Yeah. They put me on the mic. They put the shit together, mixed it up. And he was like, nigga, you could do this. And ever since then, like, I ran with it. He was going by the name CM. His group was collaborating minds. And I was like, nigga, I'm going to spin off that.
Yeah.
It's Cash Money Ceez, nigga. Like, because I was like young and, you know, about.
But the CM didn't have a meaning at the time?
Nah.
Okay.
Later on now, I was like, I got it. Nah, it's Cash Money, nigga.
Yeah.
Before it was constantly making changes, CMC, like, and now I was like, nah, Cash Money Crew, that's it, because it's all about the money, man.
Money moves.
Yeah. So you and your cousin pretty much came together, started that, and it became this big thing. How many of you guys are there? Because you said it was like his guys and then your guys as well.
Nah, it was my cousin, her baby dad, his Laps, and his little cousin too. So it was us there, boom. And then everybody kind of been branched off. That's like 2012, I'm gonna say it like that, 11 probably. Everybody kind of separated. The little cousin don't do music no more. Lap still do his thing, heavy. Like, that nigga got a big ass studio in the Bronx doing his thing, bro. Like, I'm proud of that nigga. He still motivate me to this day. Like,
yeah. Okay, so why do you feel like coming to Florida was like, or like remaining in Florida was the best move for you, so to say? You know, with New York kind of hot right now in its own right, always kind of been hot with rap, and you know, Florida just really in recent years starting to pick up fire.
In New York, I looked at it like when you rent it, you like in the rapture. You feel me? Like you could get easily distracted and not really do shit about your situation. Yeah. So you get caught up in shit, and
you get comfortable.
Mm-hmm. And then from the outside looking in, I always seen like I peeped that it was kind of easier to manage what I was doing, and still like represent New York at the same time, like, cause I never really wanted to change up and represent Florida. I always like every time my first couple of videos, I went to New York to shoot them. Like I always wanted to keep the whole New York on me. I want Florida listeners too, though, so I try
that man off.
I try to get on some Florida beats and you know give it a little twist it up, but it always changes into a New York theme all the time.
Yeah, it kind of seemed. Well, I want to ask, when did you start trying to pursue music seriously? Like, when did you start taking off?
Probably 2018.
Yeah. I was going to say, because your earlier tracks, it kind of seems like you were trying to find which sound is, like, the best for you. You can see you kind of progressed on from there.
Yeah, definitely. I was, like, trying everything, and I still do. I like to try different shit all the time, because I'm just a big fan of music. Just the music,
just the art of it.
Yeah, like we opened up a studio just to be around the music more, like, because I'm like, damn, like going to the studio every time, like I want to actually be at the studio all the time. So we opened up. Is
that the one record?
I record.
I record. Okay.
Yeah.
I record studio.
Where's that located?
That's on Military in West Palm.
Okay.
That was me.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
we caught him.
Sounds and stuff.
Yeah. So you getting? I see you like you get more into like you dive into more of like the business part of things. Like I like the way you move in that aspect. So you got Cash Money. You started that. You got that going on. You brought us some gifts. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we got the smoke shop infused with the studio. So it's like a real vibe, You could get your drinks there, exotic snacks there. That's the House of Smoke 561 on Instagram.
You got the big blue.
Yeah, these you can't find these at the corner store. Like
none of these.
Vanilla Cream Canada Dry, like This is a sponsorship right here. I guess
the Berry Minute Maid.
Yeah, but you do your thing, man, with business and moving bigger than an individual. And it looked like you got some, a lot of structure to what you're doing as well. Yeah, so how you keep up with all of that from your personal endeavors as an artist and also maintaining your business and running a studio like you do, how do you divide your time up?
Well, for me right now it's real easy because all of my businesses are in the same building.
Yeah.
So it's real easy to move around. Like, everything is like, all right, like smoke shop is on this side. I got the cell phone repair is on this side, and then the studio is in the back.
For sure.
With the smoke shop. So it's like everything is right there. So it's kind of real easy for me, and I got a lot of support too. Like I got a lot of like my boy ZB, that nigga held me down with the smoke shop. My little bro, I got him holding down the. I just got him. He graduated. He didn't really know if he wanted to go to college and shit. So I was like, just kick it with me. I'll get you a job at the cell phone joint.
Yeah,
he holding that shit down and. I'm really focused on the studio right now. That's where I'm at. So it's real easy right now.
Yeah.
At first, like, just the idea of it held me back because I've had this set up for so fucking long but never really moved forward on it. And then one day, like, this nigga just came around and was like, yo, Ceez, what are you doing? I was like, nah, man, I just got to make money, man. Just focus on my business. He's like, nigga, but you... The fuck you mean, nigga? You could do all of that shit. He put the battery in my back, and from there, like, I just had along the way more and more reasons to keep going. Like,
kind of actually like wake up, 7 a.m., come to this nigga shit, build the studio, start just doing it myself.
Start building.
I had to go to work.
Yeah.
You feel me? Come back the next day, do a little more. So he started just putting the pieces together. I started falling back, and then he just took off.
Yeah, sometimes that's what you need. You kind of need a little help, a little boost. Because I take it you a self-motivated individual. Like, you don't really need validation from other people to get yourself going, but sometimes you burn out.
Yeah.
And I guess that's when he came through and pick up the slack on that and kind of gave you a refresher.
Yeah.
For sure.
It seems like you kind of like disappeared from the music scene a little bit though, because if you look like at your work, it goes from like 2018, and then it's like 2020. So I wanted to ask, what happened in between? How come we didn't hear? Oh, okay.
That's where he came in. I had a lot of.
He said he was retired. I'm the biggest.
Yeah, it was.
I'm the biggest supporter of Palm Beach.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I told him I retired. I was like, I did everything I wanted to do, man.
He's got
like,
some of the
I
best
retired.
songs, some of the best features. You won't believe some people who he has features with. Mm-hmm. Godson, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying?
He a heavy Bronx rapper, like, Fred the Godson. He passed away the first COVID wave too, bro.
Right.
That was one of the recent reasons.
Was that the reason he passed away?
COVID.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It was crazy, bro. That's how I was shook about that whole shit because I was like, this is a nigga I know, and damn, bro, that was like another big reason I was like, yo, I gotta keep going, bro. Like, like I already worked with this man, like, and if I keep working and get to where I want to be, like, I definitely want to put on for like the Fred the Godson Foundation and all that shit because he was like one of the realest niggas that like he ain't had to work with me, bro. I ain't had no song. That was my first time recording a song ever. To the point that I was so shook about it when I heard his verse. Yeah, I was like, yo, I'm only gonna do the hook. And I called my man's Laps and I was like, yo, I body that 16 for me, bro, because I don't want to touch this right now. Like, I was early into this shit. That was my first track, like, and then we held on to it for a long time. And
did you go back and remake your verse or remake whatever parts?
That's coming. That's gonna be on my next shit. Cash is King.
So you said you started coming around like 2018, but then you also wanted to retire around the same time. So
it was a quick wham bam, like, I did everything.
Get in, get out.
Did everything I wanted to do, man. Cause like it sucks to wonder what if I could have did something, So it's like I'm like, yo, I already did it. I did a bit. I did a couple videos. Went to New York. My niggas in the videos, like I put on for the block, like. Did everything I wanted to do. I made good music. Like, I met some of the greatest, like fucking DMX. Like, I'm like, I did everything I want to do. I'm good. And
but it was your goals for music. It seemed like it was like a short term, like your goals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't you have those long term goals of,
I didn't understand the business of music at all.
Yeah.
So I was like finding myself on the opposite end of it a lot of times. So I was like, nah, I don't know, man. Like, it's not me. It got to make sense to me. Like, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And at first, I was just putting a lot of money into a lot of shit. And I'm like, nah, bro, this ain't kicking back the way I thought. I ain't understand the true business of it.
We call ourselves CiiiTY, but we global. And everybody that has a voice is allowed to be vocal.